Hi, I'm Randy Christian with the Essential Faith Project, and I want to talk to you today about patience. Patience is one of the fruit of the Spirit, the fourth in the list of 9 fruit of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22 and 23. It is one of those 9 characteristics that the Holy Spirit is building into our lives, producing in our lives, changing us from the inside out. But at the same time, it is a quality and even an action that we're commanded to have and to practice. And this is not a contradiction. The fruit of the Spirit are built as we are led by the Spirit and walk in the Spirit. So it's kind of a partnership where we obey and the Holy Spirit then takes it and goes way farther than what we could. Now, it's important to understand what patience is. The word that's used in Galatians 5 is macrothemia. It's literally great suffering or long suffering. Unlike the other word, hypotasso, for patience, which basically means just hanging into a situation, this one has the connotation of being more about interacting with other people. We might say putting up with people. So being long suffering means that I'm in a situation with somebody for whatever reason. It might be because of them, it might be because of me. But I do not respond in a negative way. Instead, I put up with it. Now, we need to remember that we're commanded to do this. 1 Thessalonians 5:14 says that. Be patient with everyone, using this word. But we also need to remember that this is what God does with us. In Romans 9:22, the shoe's on the other foot, and we're told that we're the ones that God is putting up with, in essence, being patient with. So as we approach this, let me first suggest, in order to give legs to this, I want you to think about 2 people in your life, just 2 names to start with. People with whom you tend to lose patience. Now, one of these should be somebody that you're close to, that you're always around. Maybe they just have habits you don't like, that get on your nerves, whatever. But the other probably should be somebody that you don't know, or maybe represents a group of people that you struggle with because of their behaviors or their beliefs. Because in both of these are representative of circumstances where we're called to have patience. Now, once you've got the names, and write specific names or description of a person at least, so that you can actually build this into your practice. First thing you need to do is ask God for help. With every one of these fruit of the Spirit, we need to remember we can't do it on our own. So ask the Lord, give me this strength. Holy Spirit, guide me and produce this even as I'm trying to do it. Second, it really does help if we have the perspective that it's not always us putting up with others. Maybe we are the ones somebody else is putting up with right now. So remind yourself that people put up with you. Not just God, but other people put up with you just as you put up with somebody else. And then know your buttons. Because, see, the thing that causes us difficulty in being patient and not responding negatively is that we each have our own buttons. We know what they are. For some of us, it's pride. For some of us, it's when someone cusses us out. For others, it's somebody physically touching. For others, it's somebody accusing us of doing something. Whatever your button is, know it and ask the Lord to protect you when that button is pushed. And it will be, because we normally have signs that say, here's my button, go ahead and push it. Other people can tell. Okay, then make sure that you engage with God rather than the other person. In other words, focus on God, not the other person. Let me give you an example. For years, I oversaw a ministry where we reached out and provided for people who were very poor, specifically people who didn't even have money for food. And we provided a meal, we provided groceries for them to take home, or for those on the street to take away that didn't require cooking or refrigeration. Now, a lot of the people lived on the street. A lot of the people lived in very bad housing situations, and many of these people were not that grateful. In fact, many of them were people who were in their circumstances because they couldn't get along with other people. And they had learned that the best way to get along was to somehow try to force things, to intimidate people, to push people's buttons to get their way. So inevitably, on a weekly basis, I was confronted with situations where somebody was angry with me because I had said no to something, and they're trying to push my buttons. Now, you need to know, I'm not always a person who's gentle inside. I'm still growing. I was a very violent person before the Lord got hold of me. So this is not a good situation for me. And I found myself praying constantly, not for my own safety, but Lord, please don't let me hit him. And I can tell you, not one time did I ever respond in that way. I won't tell you I never responded verbally, but I can remember saying, Lord, please don't let me tear into him. Don't let me put her in her place. And I'm saying this as people are screaming in my face, literally spitting in my face, shoving me, in some cases even pulling weapons on me. And I have to be honest, I never worried about whether I was going to get hurt. God can take care of that. I worried that I was going to become like them, like I had used to be. So I prayed, God, please give me the strength. And he did. In every one of those situations, he did. See, when we focus on him instead of the people trying to push our buttons, then we grow. Then the Holy Spirit changes us from the inside out. So if you want to have patience, yeah, the Lord's going to put you in situations that stretch you. But remember, you're not there by yourself. If this has been useful to you, I want to encourage you to click on the subscribe button and maybe tell your friends about it. Make sure that you listen to the rest of the series on the fruit of the Spirit as we explore how God is changing us, making us more like Jesus from the inside out.